So what's up, guys? Welcome to the first ever tutorial series on how we're going to start Smite with a Trickster each and every single league. I'm going to kind of give you guys like a let's play walkthrough on how I would do this. This is a tutorial on how I would do this with a starting brand new character at the start of a brand new league. I know there's a lot of newer players and there's a lot of questions. We got a whole series of guides that are continuing to coming out, but I'd rather show you too how I kind of go through my process. So let's go ahead and get into this. This is going to be the first character that we're going to do. If you guys do enjoy this kind of content, please like the video, comment down below. Let me know if you guys want me to do a different character with a particular build, and we can probably do that. So to get things started, I'm going to do this in SSF just because that way you can see all the fresh gold and all these things, because I have, I don't want that to be mixed up when we go to kind of buy stuff in the beginning. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go to create solo self found. And to start off with a Trickster Smite, the first thing that we need to do is we need to get Smite. So Smite is not like accessible to the shadow when you first start the game. So we need to get that from another class, which is the Marauder. So we're going to do the Marauder and we're going to do get Smite skill. So we're going to start with a Marauder. Now there's two spots that we're going to get to. So we're going to go ahead and get rolling on this. So what we want to do is we want to get to the main area so we can get Smite. And then two, we want to kill Hillreich. So that way we can get, oops, I'm sorry. So we can get our Astral Call. So the next thing that we want to do is when you first get in and get your first skill, go ahead and equip that. We want to make sure that we have a good leveling filter, so we are going to do regular softcore. This one should be just fine for the purposes of this series. So just have that, get it from NeverSync. If you guys don't know how to do that, I have a whole video about it. Please go check that out. Now after we get our first skill, we're just going to run. We're going to go kill Hillock. So we're going to get our other skill. You don't want to do anything else. For brand new players that are watching this, again, you're going to get a lot of XP. Let me hit Z so this is back on. And we're going to equip our Ruthless. You don't need to kill any of these guys at all. You can run all the way to Hillreich, and he's going to give you enough XP to hit level 2. Now, again, this does not matter for this Marauder class, but it does matter for the Trickster. It's going to be the same no matter what class you're playing. So let's go ahead and kill Hillock here. Should be pretty easy. He's a tough guy. He's a tough cookie. Whoa. Just give him a little stun. Little, hey, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? Let me go ahead and set this to always attacking, because that just makes things easier. Now, the way to fight Hillock is you just run around him, let him fight. Let him, like, do a little attack, and then you don't get hit. And you're just going to beat him in the face, right? Like so. You can just keep running around and it makes it super easy. You can do this with melee or ranged characters too. It just makes things really easy when you're fighting him. He's such a big dummy. Now, we want to pick up everything after killing him. You can equip your point if you want to. Starting on our router, you want to do life and armor, because we want to get strength nodes. So make sure you pick up everything. And then we're going to go into... what is this place called again? Lion's Eye Watch. And what we want to do is go ahead and talk to Nessa and everybody. Just do this. It's not a big deal. You don't really have to do this if you don't want to. But when you talk to him, it's important to get the gem from Tarklage, because we're just going to sell it. It doesn't matter which one you take. So we're just going to sell it. The main thing we want is we want to have as many of these scrolls of wisdom as possible, so that way we can buy other gear pieces. Now, we did luck out and get an iron ring. You do want to get a few things when we're going into this, which I'll show you in just a second. But the main gear pieces that we want to come out of this, because we are using a melee attack with physical traits, we want 2 iron rings, a rustic sash to start. So we want to look over here for the highest rustic stash. We don't have an orb of transmutation, so we got to take one of these. So the 18 is definitely better than the 14, so we'll take the 18. Throw that on. We'll spend this last scroll to go ahead and identify this ring, because we're going to keep this. We lucked out. That's a really nice ring. And then what we want to do is we want to go ahead and sell all of these things. We don't necessarily care about like any of the damage or anything like that. We just want to sell it to try to make as much as possible. We don't even need these boots, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, after we sell everything and we get that rustic sash in one of our rings, now we're going to go to the coast. We want to go to the coast, and typically you would go to the second area, but we're just going to streamline this because we need to go kill Hellreich or Hellreich. We need to go kill Hellreich so that way we can get Ancestral Call. So to do this, you come out of here, you spawn at the coast, and what we want to do is we want to go find the portal. So there's not really a like particular fast way to locate this thing. You can, again, you don't have to fight anything when you're running through here. So what we want to do is we want to go find the waypoint. It's going to be at the end of this coast zone, and we're going to try to find it. So there's some landmarks you can look for here. The sandbar landmark when you go up a level is a good tell. It kind of means you're going the right way. These guys with the fire things are... These guys are super annoying. You can try to just kind of hit them as we're going along the way if you want. And just... You can hit these corpses for gold. The fire guys are the fastest, so they're like super annoying. I'm never really good at following this right way. So you come up onto the sandbank here. We're going to go to the right, and we're looking for this like library thing on your map, because once you find that, then you're going the right way. So we're going to avoid all these guys. We're going to go down the sandbank to the right. We're going to go down another sandbank, and this should lead us to the waypoint. We should find the waypoint over here. These guys are super annoying, I tell you. They're super annoying. Portal scroll. Again, you can pick up anything on the ground. It just helps to sell. But we want to do this as fast as possible. So we got the waypoint. Now, normally we would go to the mud flats, which we'll do when you see us go to Trickster. But instead, we're going to cut down to the right and go towards Tidal Island. This is where the Hellreich is. It's the frost little monster. We're going to kill him. Yo, Amelia, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. So we are going to go kill this guy. You can kind of grab stuff along the way if you want. Some of these guys are really tough. You can level those gems up. You don't have to, but I'm just going to level the one up for just using this. I probably should have put Smite on, but that's okay. How you doing? Welcome on in. So Hellreich is right here. It's this guy here, or Hellreich. And we got a lot of monsters here, so we're going to need to just kill everything, unfortunately. Kind of a bummer, but it has to be done. Try to kill these guys as best we can. Kind of single Hellreich out. I should have done Smite just so it's a little bit easier, so I already have it, but... Hey, look, armor scraps to start the game. That's great. Just heavy swinging like crazy. Oh, Hellreich is tough. I will say that, like, in the first acts, like, especially Act 1... Oh, he just straight up froze me. I really hate how, like, there's so many, like, slow you down, freeze you things in this game. Like, in the first few acts. So we gotta try to kill this guy. Oh my god, the freezing is super annoying. Oh my god. How's it going? Alright, so we killed him. We're getting the medicine chest. And we're getting, we want to pick up everything, right? We want to pick up everything. Now, here's a little trick. We talked about it. So we want to go back to town. We can just hit character selection. We can change this to SSF. And we're just going to log right back in. Now, we want to log back in. The reason we do this is we talk to Nessa. We're going to get a potion, which is fine. And we want to get Ancestral Call, which requires level 4, but we need this, right? This is going to allow our Smite to hit 2 additional targets, which is huge for clearing in the early game. So we're going to take Ancestral Call. All right, we're going to talk to this dude. Doesn't matter. We're going to talk to this guy. Doesn't matter. Now, at this point, we're done, right? So now we need to sell everything. So let's take everything off. Hold on. Take all our skill gems out. We want to keep Ruthless and Astral Call. We want to sell everything else except for Smite and our rustic sash and our ring. So we want to keep all of these items and just sell the rest. We don't care about any of this other stuff, like at all. We don't care. So let's sell. We'll sell all this. Heavy strike. We'll even sell the potion. You could keep the potion, actually. This could be great to just speed roll the campaign. So we'll actually keep that. Get rid of the bow. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. All right. And then we're even going to sell the potions because we want as many scrolls of wisdom as possible. So let's go ahead and sell everything, right? Now we're going to purchase items. We're going to come over here. The first thing you want to grab is Smite. So we have Smite. We got a ring. We got our extra gems and a rustic sash. Now we need one more ring. Unfortunately, we don't have enough for it. It's going to cost some scrolls, but that's okay. We'll get it with our Trickster when we're going in. Otherwise, this is a pretty good start. So now we're going to go to our stash. We're just going to throw everything in here. We're going to keep all this. Now, we don't get to keep the gold, which is a bummer, but we're going to keep all that. So then we're going to log out. You can delete him if you want. I'm just going to go ahead and create a brand new character. SSF. Now we create our Trickster, which is Warlug, Smite, tutorial. We're going to hit OK and start the game. Now, again, you're going to go through this just like normal. Now what we want to do is go kill Hillock. We want to get to the town as fast as we can and equip our character so we can get just rocking through the campaign. So again, just a little recap going through the Marauder. It's going to be a mule, essentially. You create your Marauder. You're going to go get your Smite. You're going to get Ancestral Call, very important. Your extra potion for Quicksilver, as well as just all of your gear with the rustic stash, your 2 iron rings. We need to get one more. So that way we're just set up perfectly to go into the Act 1 and just get it going. Okay, so let's go ahead and kill this guy. He's beating me up a little bit. No big deal. Oop. All right, now you guys let me know down in the comments too if like you guys want me to break this up into smaller series. If you guys prefer it with like more cuts, anything like that would be great. Let's kill this big babbling buffoon of a monster. Again, too, you just run around him, man. He swings and just whiffs every time because he's a dummy. And then he dies. Again, we want to take everything. We want to take everything and just sell it. We don't care. We do not care. So let's get into Lion's Eye. We're going to go get our reward. Let's go ahead and talk to everybody really quickly. Get our reward. Again, now this Hillock reward, none of these skills matter for the purposes of Smite. We do not need any of these. So I just take Cobra Lash. Because Cobra Lash is typically what I would go with if I was doing, like going into Poison Concoction or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and get rid of these. We don't need any of them. You could keep Chance to Poison if you really wanted to. But the rest of this stuff you don't really need. Now we do have an option here. So with Smite, we have 2 options. We can either use a 2-handed weapon for more damage, or we can do a 1-handed weapon with a shield. So that way, when we get access to shield charge, we can just go across the map even faster and just get through the campaign. It's totally up to you. You can pick and choose here. If you want more damage, take 2-hand. If you want a little bit more mobility, take a 1-hand with a shield. So let's go ahead and talk to Nessa. We're going to go ahead and sell these items here, all these bows, this Cobra Lash, this Glass Shank, the Viper. For me, I'm just going to get rid of Chance to Poison. I don't need it. Now, we can do one thing here. We're going to sell, we could keep this Rusted Spike. I'm going to sell these. So that way we got 4 and then 2 and 1. Now, one thing that we can do here is as a secondary weapon, we can have this to level other gems. So let's go ahead and go grab everything. Let's go ahead and take everything out. Throw our sash on, throw our ring on. We got 1 potion that we can equip at level 4. And then we got Smite here all by itself with Ruthless to start the game. And we'll have Ancestral Call ready at level 4 along with our potion. So let's go ahead and go back to Nessa. Let's go purchase. The first thing that we need to get is a 2nd iron ring. So there's only 2. We can't get the orb. This is going to cost us 3 of our 5. Now we could also look at sashes and see that ones are a little bit higher, but we've already got one. That's it. Now, before we get our second ring, just to look, we're going to need to buy a weapon. So that's why I kept the rusted spike. If you get a sword of any kind after killing Hillock, you could keep it and have an option of either just buying a sword or you just find one on the ground as we're progressing through the campaign. Now, a really good one is the rusted swords. These are great because they give global accuracy. You do need accuracy with Smite when you're progressing through the game. So having these are really nice. Like this is 3. So like having 2 swords right away isn't a bad idea. But if you want to go two-handed, I definitely suggest the corroded blade. Now, unfortunately here, this is triple blue. Can't do anything about this. This rusted sword, which is one-handed, which is actually kind of nice. This is red, green, green. It's not too bad. This is red, green connected. So we don't really have any swords that are super good. Like this one's red, green, so we wouldn't be able to use Ruthless at all. So we don't really have a good option here unless we were going to try to get a gear piece. Like we could take this helmet just for the colors. So that way we have red, red, and we can use that. Then we can use whatever weapon that we want. So I'm thinking until I get shield charge, I'm going to use a two-handed. So I'm thinking I'm going to take the corroded blade here because these are all that. So we're going to take the corroded blade for 1 and throw it in here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this helmet because the red, red, green is nice because we're going to want Smite, Ruthless until we get to 4 for Ancestral Call, and we're going to want faster attacks. So I'm going to take this for 1 and throw it on. Then we'll throw Smite in here with Ruthless. And then what we can do is we can go ahead and we could sell this, and I think I'm going to just for the extra. We don't necessarily need it. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And now we're going to go buy our last ring.
Hello.
So let's buy our ring, add some damage here. Boom. Now we're out of scrolls, which is okay. And now we're ready to start the game. So we got a helmet here. Normally we would have 1 scroll, but we got a nice two-handed weapon. We got our 2 rings plus our sash, which is going to make our damage just really, really strong right off the bat. Now, before we go into the coast, let's go ahead and spend our point here. We are going to go here for physical and chaos and life. Because we're going to be going down to this bottom portion of the tree because we want to get to attack speed as fast as we can. When we're doing this tree, we want to go down and we want to beeline it to this node here because we want to get non-Val strikes hit an additional target. It's because we are going to eventually get rid of Ancestral's Call. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to go ahead and start the game. So let's go ahead and progress to the coast. We can go ahead and level up Ruthless to level 2. And then we're going to go ahead and go through. Now, if you want to kill stuff along the way, you can. I'm kind of semi-speed running this just to kind of show people. But if you're a newer player, you want to kill more stuff and get more items, you definitely can. Oh, one thing I should mention with Smite. Because it's a melee/range build, what you want to do is you want to come in and right-click or left-click your skill and do always attack without moving. You definitely want to click this so that way when that's on, I can stand in place and use my attack so I don't have to run up and get into melee range with a monster. So again, we're going to follow the sandbar. Now we can hit them from here. Now what I would suggest is as you're going through here, like if there's big packs like this behind you, go ahead and hit them. Otherwise, don't worry about like the 1 or 2, something like that, because you're going to get levels along the way. You don't want to be under leveled, but hitting a couple here and there is fine. Now remember, we're looking for the book, the carving there, so we hit that, and then we want to go down the sandbar. Down the sandbar, we cut over to the right. And because we don't have move speed, we're not fast enough. And now we're going to go down one more time. This is going to lead us up to the waypoint, which is what we need. We can hit those along the way. Those things I think are great. Just hit these to get these monsters off us. And boom, now we're at the waypoint, guys. So now instead of going to the right, now we go to the mud flats because that's what our mission is. Travel to the Tidal Island and get the medicine case. So I'm going to go this way first. Now these monsters here really suck. They cause a lot of stun and they're just super annoying. So portal scroll, very nice. So on the map, we're looking for these exclamation points. We want to find 3 of them. If you guys are new to the series or like new to the game, otherwise, more experienced or veteran players know, level up Smite. There's going to be 3 of them. Now, these monsters are really like strong. They charge at you and just knock you back and stun you. Now, a quick tip, which I should have pointed out and followed. These little mud trails here will lead you to where the next one is. So, like, these little mud trails are great. These monsters are super annoying. We leveled up. Chainmail vest, nice. So let's go ahead and level. We'll go ahead and throw a point into dexterity. We want that attack speed. But when you're running through these little, like, pathways here, this little mud pathway will kind of lead you towards where they are. And they may break up, so we may have to, like, go to the right and just kind of follow this mud. But it does lead you to where you kind of need to go. See how we're kind of following the mud here? More mud. Then we're back here. We're at the Roa nest. And we're just destroying everything. Now, we got some items here. Again, you don't have to pick up absolutely everything. I just decide to pick up enough stuff so that way, like, I can sell it. Now, we're not going in there. We got to get one more first before we go in there. Again, I'm just kind of leaving those monsters aside. We're going to follow this mud trail here. These monsters are so annoying. See this mud trail? Follow this mud trail around. It's probably the wrong one that I'm following, to be honest. Ooh, medium mana flask. It's this kind of like divot one here. This divot one leads us over. We get this next one. There's so many of these guys. Oh my god. See? Oh, I'm going to die. Yep. The stunning in the game is so bad. It's so bad. And you attack so slow with Smite until we get some attack speed. It can be rather annoying. The stunning is just really bad. So we pick up a scroll of wisdom. We're going to head back. We're going to go grab this one. All three of these are typically right next to each other. Very easy to do. Now we got to kill all these monsters. In some cases, you're just kind of like forced to fight. We're low on mana. But you can see how strong Smite is when we go this setup. Nice little rusted sword, a little sash. Oh my god, the stunning. Kill all these monsters. We'll hit one. We're going to go dexterity again. Level up our ruthless. Now, here's one thing. In this particular league, normally we ignore league mechanics. Now, what I'm going to talk about right now is because we're in the mercenary league, I do not know if these are going to 100% be in the full game. Like when we get like go into the next league of POE 1. If they are, then what you want to do here is if you can fight them, that's fine. Or you could hire them to help you out. It'll make going through the game much better. But I'm going to play this as if these guys aren't here. So I'm going to play this as if these guys aren't here. And we're going to move on to the next part of the quest. So now that we got all three of those items, we're going to go back up here. Kill these guys so that way they leave us alone. And we're going to go ahead and do the strange glyph wall. This is going to activate and allow us entry to the submerge passive. All we're going to do here is we're just going to grab the waypoint and then we're going to go back to town. Back to town, we're going to talk to Tark. He's going to give us another gem and some rewards. So here again, none of these matter. Orb of Storms is the one that I do take though, because it's a cool skill to kind of give some extra lightning damage. I like Frostblink here as well, so we're going to take Frostblink as our movement skill. So we'll take Frostblink, and then we'll have Orb of Storms in here, which is just a cool little skill to add some extra damage. Now again, all of this stuff here, we're not leveling any gems. Now we're going to, since we're level 4 now, we're going to replace Ruthless with Ancestral Call. You no longer need Ruthless, so if you don't want to use it, that's fine. Get rid of that. We're going to put in our first Quicksilver Flask here, and then we got our first Mana Flask. And then we're going to just pretty much get rid of all of this. You don't really need any of this other stuff. Like, we have armor plus energy shield. We got a rustic sash here if you want to keep this as extra. But all this stuff we don't need, so we're just going to sell it. Don't really have a use for any of this. Although this rusted sword is good. But we'll get rid of all of this stuff. You could sell Ruthless, but I'm going to hang on to it. We're going to continue to level it. So we're going to go over to our secondary weapon and put this in here. And gems in your secondary slot will level. So now that we did that, we are all set. So now what we will do is we're going to go back to our waypoint. We're going to go back to the coast. Now we're going to take that right little path and we are going to go kill Hellreich. This is where we're going to get our next little gem. The next gem that we really want to get after this, guys, is faster attacks. We really need this. Now, Ancestral Call is going to be such a huge buff for us here. It's going to allow us to hit multiple monsters and just deal so much more damage. Allows us to kill everything. What I would advise you to, little tip, is when you're going through here, I would definitely make sure you pick up every scroll. Absolutely every scroll. Portal scroll, regular scroll, doesn't matter what it is. All right. Yeah, we want the scrolls of wisdom. And this should make killing him just so much easier. I forgot that I have Frostblink now. We killed him. We'll hit this little corpse. Chromatic. Very nice. And again, we can just exit character screen, log back in, and that'll take us back to town. So that way we do not have to waste a portal scroll. Let's talk to Nessa. We're going to get another Quicksilver Flask. This is just going to allow us to fly around the map. Now, her next gem from her, none of these really help us at all. Although the one that I would suggest taking is Momentum, because this is really good for shield charge. So we're going to take Momentum. We'll talk to Best. Then we'll talk to Tark. And boom. So now what we'll do is we can take this. We can put this in any gem, but I'm going to put it on this secondary and just have it level in the background. Now we got some stuff here. So now we got some scrolls. We'll throw in our next potion. And we'll throw that in there. Now we got 2 Quicksilver Flasks. So we are super fast. Now these 3 items we don't need. This is a shield. So if you want to keep this one, you can. We can identify it and just kind of hang on to it for now. But we're going to go back to Nessa and we're just going to sell all this plus our extra potion. Get rid of that. And we are done.